Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is my t-shirt. And my artwork. And my site. Yeah, so it's good to be back amongst all you anthropologists and new ones and old ones, really old ones. Older still. And gauging the audience. So, let's get on the list. Post-native title. We still need people doing research on compensation, on economies, on trade routes, and I won't mention anyone in the room. If you go to the National Native Title Tribunal and you look at the Future Act expedited procedure or Future Act determinations, and sometimes the members articulate their reasoning, and you'll find that most of it is aimed at cultural sites. So, testing my memory, but I think there's 3 parts to it. And so, on an expedited procedure application that the state might put in to say, we will grant this, take your land away, give it to someone else on an expedited basis, and we have the right to object. So when we object, I think you'll find that 98% of the time you'd win an objection based on a cultural heritage site. I don't think there's 0% of the time you'll win based on any economic uses of the land. You may get some social and community uses, etc. So when you look at the timeline on a native title claim, that initial act of dispossession is what you face at the other end when you're settling the accounts in a compensation claim. And if the evidence is not, it's not even the evidence, we don't even have the framework yet. So, John Altman did a lot of work on, hybrid economy, but also touched on customary economy. But that hasn't been fleshed out or articulated well. We do have some projects, like that trade route project that Calec was running, looking at pearl shells from the north down into the desert and beyond. The economic story of Aboriginal Australia is not well articulated. It's in our records. So, in the ethnographies and stuff like that, you'll find it, but it hasn't been translated into a context today that would be of use in a compensation claim or a Future Act matter, or articulating how do you distribute resources. So Ngabiti is my tradition from the desert. Ngabiti, 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 Ngabiti. There's Ngabiti, Ngabitika. What's the difference? Anyone done desert work? Trinity, what's the difference? Yeah, so
balanced and not balanced?
Yeah. And when it's not balanced, Ngabitika means a spear in the leg. Ngabitika. So this whole idea of Ngabiti, which is reciprocity, is that's an economic system. And it's an economic system based on balance, not extraction and exploitation. So, tremendous opportunity there for us to articulate these systems and these processes. Wunan system, which is what the Timber Creek was looking at, well, Winan, I think they call it on that side, is that trade, the reciprocity in the trade, the economic system. Our skin groups reflect distribution. So in a post-native title determination area, there are two key areas there that need a lot of work. One is membership of the group, because some judges are being lazy and they're basically saying, agreeing with the state, yep, all your blackfellas go over there, you can get a determination and yeah, you can sort it out for the next 60 years. Yeah, okay, it's all right. Native titles forever. We can sort it out, but there'll be a lot of heartache and pain in that process. And the genealogies that go into formulating a native title claim, you know, the minute you finish, put your pen down, well, that's if you still write with a pen and genealogies, but the minute you stop writing, it's going to change. And PBCs are currently challenged on articulating who is a member of the group, especially in the Western Desert where there are multiple pathways on who's a member of the group. And a lot of it's left undefined. So, you know, there's a lot of work that needs to be done there, and I think PDCs and the rep bodies, native title service providers, may not be fully up to what is needed there, but that good Centre for Native Title Anthropology to discuss it. And then there was the way in which distribution occurs. And of course, the big, you know, if we do that economic work, getting settlement of multi-million-dollar payouts, everybody thinks it's a payday and it's a bonanza, but it's actually a reflection of your loss. And so this country, we've successfully defended, and not wanting to prejudice our compensation claim, but we do have basically 27,000 square kilometres of exclusive possession native title. And our work then is to defend that country, and you watch every petroleum licence application, every mining prospecting lease application, and you make them work for it. So that if there is someone comes onto our country and they force themselves onto us, we've got a little trick in the sleeve, which is, well, how are you going to get there? We're not agreeing to access over our exclusive possession area. But that's the sort of, you know, the discussion that needs to occur. If you lose that land, it's taken somewhere else and there's a payment made, then how is that distribution distributed according to your economic model, which is the reciprocity model? So Winnan systems, you know, you go to Muljali, you go to all these people for multiple years have talked about that system. Same with Ngabiti. I think Ngabiti discussions, they get a lot of focus on the Ngabitiga side of it, the payback and all of that. But yeah, so they're just quick reflections on where anthropology could be, where you need to go. I know this sort of opt in and out of anthropology conferences, and the question that I heard asked like 30 years ago, you're probably asking it. Where anthropology, what next? Where are we? We're in crisis.
Oh no, that couldn't have been. I wouldn't have talked about crisis.
No. Oh, no, I'm conflating. But I don't think it's in crisis, because you look around the room today, there's a lot of old familiar faces, but there's multiple new faces, which is quite promising. Of course, the war of attrition at universities and places like that, where courses are getting cut and departments are getting cut. But there is still a role in the traditional form of anthropology, and then of course all the new frontiers with AI, all these other forms which present a lot of opportunities and a lot of excitement. I was going to say one thing, coming back to your question about being an anthropologist. I've been, I proudly wave the flag as an anthropologist, but I've dropped out of 2 PhDs. So
They're overrated.
yeah, overrated. PhDs are overrated. Just leave it at that.